Well, seeing as we got so rudely interrupted with the live stream today, I'm gonna go back to video here for the rest of this Cougar this weekend. If you guys are interested in seeing what I've done with this thing, go back and watch some of the live streams. And once again, I am going to take all those live streams and compile them down into maybe one or two, maybe three videos, something like that. And so that way the rest of the people don't have to sit through all the live streams, because there is a lot of blank spots and stuff like that. Some of the places are pretty boring. But anyways, and get this out of the way here. Before we were so really interrupted, this is where I'm at right now. We have restored the wing for the most part, and I started redoing the covering on the wing here. As you can tell in the title, this is just going to be doing the wingtips and trying to get the rest of this thing recovered. So we are changing the trim scheme to silver instead of the white. I always thought that would look nice. So anyways, I'm going to get going on this wingtip here. I'm going to do this in the fashion of a live, and I'll probably get this video in on the compilation video that I'm going to do later. I haven't done one yet, so you guys will have to either watching that now or watching just the individual videos. It doesn't matter a whole lot to me. So anyways, I got this red here. This is all monocoat. I wanted to go monocoat, so I've been hoarding this monocoat for this project for a pretty long time. And we're going to get started on techniques for doing the wingtip here. So, yeah. Hopefully these last weekend for this plane, I want to fly it. So, anyways, losing my train of thought here. I need a, there it is, tape measure here. And I'm just going to measure about how much I'm going to need here. So, probably go about 4 inches. You want to go nice and wide, because you want lots of area to pull. So let's see how, let's do this. I'm not going to need a whole 4 inches, but we'll get it pretty close. Then so what I'm trying to do is maintain this angle here, and I want a 1/4 inch of overlap. And we'll start with adhering this down here. Oh, I guess it helps if I plug my covering iron in. Come on. There we go. I want about a 1/4 inch of overlap on the seam here. And then I'm gonna start. I'm really tugging on this thing. I'm pulling all of my wrinkles out as much as I can, and then I just work that area over. I don't really care what happens to it underneath the halfway point. Now you can see we're starting to get a little bunched up there. And I'm not going to be able to get that pulled out without putting some wrinkles in. I don't know if you can see that or not. I really wanted to show you guys this. So, anyways, if we maintain this, you can see we're going to have a big wrinkle right through here. See that there? So, what we're going to do is and there's several different techniques you could use to get it. This is more of an advanced way of doing it. I've gotten pretty good at it. It does take some practice to pre-shrink the material and then fold it over. Well, come on. You really want to make sure that you might want to throw some weight on the wing so you can pull against it, so you don't have to rely so much on like your finger. Like I'll put my finger up across here, but like this, and then I can grab it and pull it. So what we'll do is we'll get our heat gun going, and you want some. You don't want to be super far away here, or super close. And you're going to activate the heat. You're going to activate the glue a little bit here. And I can already feel it kind of spreading. And by activating the heat, you're going to move that wrinkle away from where you'll see it at. We can get a little bit right there, but it didn't quite get it stretched out enough. Gotta work fast. And you're going to absolutely destroy this. So there is some waste involved, but when you get done, we'll cut out here a little bit more. You can see what we're left with there. And then you can fold the rest of it over. And you might get little itty bitty tiny little wrinkles in it, but at this point they should be pretty small and you shouldn't really notice them. See how I'm coming up? That's my technique for doing the wingtips, is just coming up from the bottom here, get my arm all the way and pulling it over. And then you end up with that. And see, there's very minute wrinkles in there, and we'll get that out with the heat gun for the most part. But you don't want to do it yet. You want to make sure you're maintaining your 1/4 inch of overlap there. So I'll hurry through this and get to the top, but Now I want to get my trailing edge folded over. So I'm going to do something like that. Cutting it away from the joint there. I don't know if I'll be able to, I might be able to get this slipped. There we go. Like that. And slip it underneath that torque rod that we put in. Kind of had an itch with the knife there when I was cutting this. I'm going to put a little snip in this so it'll bend over. And all this excess up here can go away. I said, hell, I was actually showing what I'm doing here. I tend to move around a little bit when I'm covering. I'm sure I've said that before. Okay. That's kind of what we're left with. Well, I think that looks super nice. Yeah. Yeah. And then starter bar gets put on the bottom. So let's do that real quick. I hope I have enough decals. Yeah, I'm sure I do. Okay. These are from Cali. We'll make sure we stay away from our landing gear there. There's that. Let's not too familiar with. There we go. If you're not too familiar with Cali, she puts everything on this transfer paper, and then you can, set it where you want to. I am eyeballing this a little bit for aesthetic reasons. It's the bottom, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. But if you need to, you can put Windex down if you got like a larger decal or you're not sure exactly where you want to put it. That looks pretty nice right there. I just kind of line this up with the landing gear. And push her down with the transfer paper and peel it up. That's all there is to it. It kind of matches that insignia blue actually. What's where's my Windexes right there? Hey.
Are you filming?
Yeah, I'm filming. Annabelle has decided to grace us with her presence.
Ugh. Well, the brat is here.
Oh, Callie?
No. Brennan.
Oh, Brenley's here?
I think Debbie wants you.
To come
she
in?
asked me if you're still doing your live.
Okay. No, I'm not doing live.
So I think she wants you.
Okay, not a problem. I'll be in a second. Anyways, there's the full effect.
Brenley's getting in trouble right now.
That looks way better than the old one does. I'll be back in a few moments to... Alright, sorry about that interruption. Not that it was much time for you guys. But anyways, let's go ahead and get the other side done up here. So, I am running out of blue a little bit here, but we'll make do. Oh, I need to. First thing I need to do is try to match it from side to side. Oop. Get a little more organized here. There we go. So I'm going to start from this wingtip down here and measure in from here to see about where I ended up at. And I could see where my overlap is, so we're 20 and call it 20 and a half with the overlap. I can find my pencil. Here's a pen. That'll work. So I'm going to do the same measurement over here. Okay. And then we'll measure from... This one's going to be a little more difficult, but you don't have to be super accurate. We're 21 and a half there. If I stay kind of up towards the front. Like that, right there. Let's see. Also kind of go over that's 3 inches. That's way less. Two 7/8 to the center. Yeah. We're about an inch off. That's fine. And what I was doing was just taking some of this 1/32 and kind of, it's pretty pliable, so I can get a straight edge here. To give me a guide to go by. That looks pretty good side to side. We'll make sure we got enough overlap here. Now that we got this run down, I can just kind of pick this up. And trim that away because we don't need it. Like I said in the video, this can get a little tricky with the bump. Probably gonna have to create or put a little slice in this one for sure. A little farther. There it is. This one here, I'm just going to trim it a little shorter. You're not going to see any of this anyways because it goes up into the fuselage. There we go. Looks pretty good. Sorry about that. Okay, so next step is this silver here. I kind of showed how to do that on the live stream, but I'll go over it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cover here. Okay. And I know I need, I think it was 12 inches or something like that. Yeah, 12 inches will get me pretty good. We only got to worry about the center section since the wing gets narrow as you go out. I really need to clean the workbench off here. don't have to be super accurate here because this is the last piece I need. So. Okay, so we got our piece here. And I'll show you this more in depth here. So they're both going to get angled. See, this is here, and then on this other one, we're going to put a seam in here too. Now, if you have enough covering, you can go all the way to the tip and not worry about it too much, and just use this as a decal and overlap here on the wingtip. But since I'm running a little low, I want to save as much as I can, and I can get that strip from scrap. So, anyways, if we lay it out nice and straight here, you can see, you know, everything covers. It's wrapped all the way around. See, the leading edge and all that. If I cut, this is 16 1/4 from one side to the other, and it's both the same measurements because I got the same angle involved. But if I angle this way, now our piece ain't wide enough to cover the here. See, and if I bring it down, it gets a little better. But eventually, I'm gonna have a piece here that I'd have to add. I don't want to do that. I want this in one piece. So you're going to have to cut the angle on it at the same time. So you're going to set it up like this, and then you're going to cut this angle in, and then you'll cut this angle in. And that way your piece can be straight, if that makes any sense. So what I'm going to do here, and it takes a little bit of measuring to do this, and you got to kind of have an idea where you're going. So your piece is going to come across here and come straight down. And you need to know how much to trim to get, or here, to get to this point here. So you're putting the diagonal. This may seem, this may seem pretty straightforward to a lot of you guys, but I have a hard time wrapping my head around it. So I know I'm going to go 1/4 inch in. Right? So let's set, and it ain't much. It's like 1 inch. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring down here, and I'm lining it up with this point up here. And you could get a 90 on this, and really fine tune it. Like that's kind of like a 90. I'm just being lazy and not going to get mine. So that's pretty good right there. So if I can find my marking device here. I'll put a Sharpie mark right there. Okay. And then we can measure from here. So that's 1 3/8 minus 1/4. So we need 1 1/4 off of this back half back here. So now we got plenty of length here. So we'll measure 1 1/4. We're going to take into account the waist that I don't want anyways. I want to be as accurate as I can here. Holy. Right there. Because this is going to set up, or this is the edge you're going to see. Now if I did these two pieces the same, See, I got right there. And I want to overlap it a little bit. It's pretty accurate, right? I like that right there. So that's pretty good. It looks a little off because this is in here. That's fine. I know I actually got a little more than that. What we got up here? Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So now the next measurement we need is from here to here. And that's going to match this over here, the blue. So when I come from my tip, I'm pretty sure I want 4.5 inches. Got lots of marking utensils around here, and I ain't got none of them right where I want them at. So yeah, 4.5 will give me a 1/4 inch overlap. Okay. Then we want to go from here to here. That's 16 1/4. And this should be. See, if I go 16 1/4, that'll give me an overlap there. Then almost forgot. When I open this up, so we know where the landing gear is supposed to go. You know. We can fix that. I want my angle just a smidge off. I'm more worried about this one than I am this one. So this one I can cover up with more blue. Okay. Then, oh, too hot. Way too hot. That damn iron's gonna get me one of these days. Maybe I'll get a new one. On a fully sheeted wing, it's really easy just to lay it out, work from the center out. That's what I do here. So what I do up here is I just get as far as I can, and then I just going a little bit at a time here. Back and forth, make sure you're not getting any pockets. Working the bubbles out as you work over that away. Light pressure on the iron, real easy here. Go a little long, trim this off. That's what I use the scissors for. If I want some length left over. Okay. And we need another blue stripe. Those were down there were 2 inches long. I'm going to have to switch over. I think this is Ultra Coat, but it looks like it matches pretty close. I don't think I have all that thought. I'm going to see if I have any Monaco. That's Ultra Coat. I can't believe that I would be completely out of completing the roll. That's clear. I don't see any in there. Yeah, that's all right. It's just a stripe. I don't think it'll be that noticeable. That's what you're going to start running into with, Monaco. If you're trying to use it, you're going to this might be Monaco. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Ultra Coat. Is the straightest. Not that one. Only that one. I only need a couple of these to do the wing. Oh, for heaven. I uncurl one and the other one curls up right up underneath of it. Yeah. Still got the center section to do yet too. I might have to dig through the, oh my god, do I have any pile? Where did my, there it is. I'm just losing everything today. Okay. Stripes, I'm just going to put this on here. When I see, get the angle about right. That looks pretty good. Let's see if it's ultra coat. Kind of guessing that's monocoat. That would have shrinked up and and probably shriveled up and died underneath that much heat. That's good. And I got another section here to do the top. Okay. All right, next wingtip. No, next wingtip. More of this. Okay. We got another blank here. That. Yep. Another 2 inches. And we put this on in this pretty much the same manner. A little overlap there. A little long on the front. Make sure we got enough. Oh, got it upside down. Don't worry. It'll be just fine. Okay. That looks pretty good. Really doesn't take too much to get this stuff accurate. Now, can we reuse any of this? Probably not. Might. Yeah, we can get that to work. Okay. I'm gonna cut some of the bat off. Like I said, I want to leave a pigtail. You know. And then I'm going to straighten this edge out because you're definitely going to see that. I'm going to get me a nice straight edge across there. I'm going to take it off as little as possible, but I want it straight. If you ever want to notice the difference, you can either touch it. But see how that doesn't have, that has like a dull sheen, and that's all got a brighter sheen to it. This is the blue side. Okay, so we got a nice straight edge across here now. We can do our 1/4 inch overlap. Make sure we got enough on all these surfaces. I think I got enough here that I can work with it. I am just kind of eyeballing the 1/4 inch. I'm going to get it started. I'm going to start at the root and work my way back. I'm going to stay on this edge. Okay. And then I'm just like the last side, I'm just going to start pulling this over, getting rid of any of these pockets, any of these wrinkles that I have in here. If it doesn't work, try something different. You know, pull from the back, pull from the corner, pull from the side. If it flattens out, iron it down. I really like the red Monocoat because it really changes colors as it burns in. And you can, you know the glue's getting activated because you're getting it hot enough. Okay. I wanted to get that down so we could establish our straight line here. Now you guys can't hardly see what I'm doing there. Guess that's about as good as it's going to get. And then just like before, when you pull on this stuff, you want something to hold it. Even if you got to clamp it to your workbench, clamp it. I mean, use sandbags, whatever you got to do to get some weight on this so this doesn't move. You're pulling on this pretty good. Of course, you're pulling down, so you don't need to. You don't need 100 pounds on it and crush your wing, but you know, and you can feel this if you got enough slack on here. I got pretty good distance here that I'm not going to need. You can feel it start to pull as you heat it, and it really doesn't take much. You remember that color I was telling you about earlier? You'll see it. You'll also feel it. You gotta work fast. You might want to have your iron handy because you might have to re-adhere some of this as you're wrapping it. And you can do a couple of treatments here. I got pretty good on that one. And it's getting easier as I go around this root. So I can just do it with my iron. Remember this one we gotta, you know, well that's on the other side, but the more you can get around this corner, the less you'll have to worry about not having enough gap overlap when you pull the other side around. So on the first side, I try to get as much wrinkle free as I can around there. It's about as good as it's going to get. And then I'm just going to trim all the ugly off. You know, you see that piece? It might be ruined, but I mean, at least your wingtip looks good. And that applies to pretty much any iron-on covering when doing wingtips. I'll show you here in a minute. I want to get a little bit more down here. We got pretty good. I actually went over to the other side with it, so that's good. That means we'll have plenty of material to work with when we go to do the top. There we go. This one has a few more wrinkles in it. It ain't perfect. But see that one right there? It's kind of ugly. I don't know if I'll be able to get that out with a gun. We'll try. But it's pretty creased over. I should have worked that one just a little bit more. But pretty good. I don't think I'm going to get any complaints out of that wingtip. Alright, next thing I want to do is trim up the excess here. And like I did on the other side, I'm going to come in a little bit from the airline there. And then I'm going to try to sneak it around the, there we go, the torque tube there. That's what those are called, torque rods, whatever you want to call them. Just so that that's got some protection against the oil and fuel. This guy's got to go, because it's going to be ugly. Don't want to go to the other side. Don't need to. It'll make it look just a little bit better. Okay, so this guy here, I'm going to trim some of it off. And we'll wrap it around. I think I'm going to be able to get right up in there, so that's fine. But I do want to get this airline here, or inside the pocket here. And we'll just keep going with it. Well, this one ain't going to be very long. And then let's go ahead and finish up the bottom here. all I do with the landing gears is I pull that, put a knife down through it, and then I take the tip of my iron there, don't worry too much about getting it all stuck down, but I just try to get it down in there, you know. This side's the trouble side. This is the one that has all the oil on it. So did we get enough out? I'm beginning to wonder if I did or not, because it keeps lifting right in here on this corner. See, it's not sticking super well either. So what we can do there, well, we got it to stick there. Okay. If you don't get all the oil out of your fuel soaked areas, you will know it, because your covering just will not stick, because as you try to get it down, it'll just lift right back up again, because it's getting oil on the adhesion. And that's when you got to put super glue on it. So that looks really good. Let's get the, I think the other side gets the USAF sticker. I begin to wonder if she sent me enough, because I don't see another star and bar here. And I know the top gets a star and bar. Now with Callie, when she prints letters out, they're all individually cut. So as you peel the sticker up, or the lettering, you want to make sure that your transfer paper's got it. Like that. You want to check, make sure, and check every letter that it's got, that it's coming up on the transfer, not on staying on the back. I'm just going to line this up kind of like I did the other one. I'm going to leave it kind of in front of the landing gear a little bit, or a lot, and behind a little bit. I like that. There you go. Nothing to it. Grand finale, or grand. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that looks sharp. I like that. Now I gotta do the other side. Any cakers? You want? There you go. You can have it. Just joking. Same process applies to the top. I am I'll bring it back when I get it all done. Holy smokes, this turned out super nice. I'm liking where I'm at here. I'm not too worried about this here. This is going to be inside the piece. I mean, picky guys will cover that. Yeah, ain't worried about it. These wingtips come out fabulous. And I haven't even hit this with the heat gun yet to get all the little nuances, wrinkles out and stuff like that. You can see stuff like this. I don't know if you can see that or not in there. There it is. See right there. Watch this. I don't know what it is. It'll be something like that. It'll cool off and bubbles will go away. You can shrink all that stuff out. So anyways, next step. Oh, and this gets stars and bars on it. I don't have it. Callie never sent it to me, so I'm gonna have to get with her and see if I can get one star right there. Sent everything else. That's okay. Miscommunication or something on my part. I don't know if I just said it, told her I needed one, but I need another one of those. But boy, is this thing coming out nice. Very nice. So anyways, next step is to do the ailerons. I know I get a lot of flack for how I say ailerons. East Coast raised, Midwest raised, and now I'm in Ohio, so might have a few dialects in there. Aileron, aileron. There we go. So, anyways, and yes, I do say nuclear, like you said. Anyways, what I'm gonna do here is I need to go ahead and cover those. They're here somewhere. Yeah, I'll find them again. Oh, there they are. So anyways, these things, right side bottom. So that goes like that. These things are extremely narrow. I think it was that 3/4 of an inch, something like that. 1.25 inches. Very small. And the problem you run into when you're doing stripes, especially down here on the end, is them lifting and just leaving the chat. You know, because there's nothing really, there's not enough material there to have the glue hold. And so anyways, what I do is I'm going to come through here and I'm going to do my stripes. I'm going to do my red and my blue and my tip. And then that way I can overlap this stuff. So I'll go real wide on the red. I'll go real wide on the blue. And this blue will come over here. I want big overlaps here. 1/2 inch, you know, would be ideal. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'll get my seams where I want them at so they line up with the wing. And, you know, put them in there last. Do the big pieces last, the small pieces first. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. That's how I do it. So, a lot more of the same. I got plenty of covering material left over to finish these guys up. So, and then with this, except for the rudder and elevator, that might come tomorrow to do the scallops on it, on the live stream. What I'm going to do, get you looking at me here real quick. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to finish this wing up in this video, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to post this video. It'll be Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon I'll try to go live again to see how the internet's still working, because we'll just see how that goes. And then what we'll do is we'll finish up with the scallops. Maybe I'll pre-cut those in advance, so all I got to do is, or I'll pre-cut a lot of them. And then tomorrow during the live stream, we'll get those adhered down. And then we can almost call this done, except for, you know, the last, you know, 5% that I'm going to have left over will take, you know, 100% of the time. But, you know, hook and aileron, servo up, balance, stuff like that. I can't emphasize enough that after you've done a major repair, or you've done a major recover, or you've done an engine replacement, make sure you're checking the balance. Make sure you're checking that CG. I think I've shown it before where, you know, if you're not sure where the CG is at and the plane flies fine, check the CG before you go and do anything major and changing a bunch of stuff. So that way you knew where it flew. Make a notation on a paper or something before you even start, and get that fine-tuned, and then do your rebuild. And then when you're done, check it. You know, you might be surprised at how much weight moves around when you move servos. Like we move servos on this thing, so that's going to move, you know, the weights and stuff up a little bit. But, you know, we want to have a successful maiden voyage. So the other thing is when you've gone in this deep and you've rehinged and, you know, we changed rods and everything like that, you're going to have to treat the first flight as if it is the first flight again. You're going to retrim and, you know, things are going to change. So anyways, I'll leave that little bit with you. I'm going to go ahead and get these, ailerons done up and, get those covered. And then, if you want to see what it looks like at the end of this, or see what this looks like, please join us on the live stream this afternoon. So you're watching this Sunday morning. We'll probably go live, you know, Sunday evening around, I'm hoping around 3, but it might be a little later. So keep an eye out for that. Anyways, we'll talk at you guys later, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.